Hi, it's Maggie with Golden Lights Within, and today I want to talk about phone boundaries. Very fun topic. But honestly, I truly do feel like having boundaries with your phone will lead to a more joyful life, and it may take a bit to kind of get in the rhythm of your own balance, but there's obviously lots of different benefits to having boundaries with that. So I'm going to go into a little bit about why, and then kind of things that I have done to just mitigate this a bit that have really helped me, and see if it helps you. So obviously, right, stating the obvious, right, that, with your phone, it introduces a lot of chaos, a lot of notifications, and just maybe you wouldn't be thinking so much about all these random different things and overstimulated by them had you not had your phone, right? So if you're just sitting there peacefully outside versus if you're staring at your phone, flipping from app to app and reading about this, seeing this picture, getting this message, getting this call, right? It's like overload for your brain. So that can cause like stress, right, and chaos. But then if we also think about it, it is a source of non-native electromagnetic fields. So the non-native EMFs, right? So we've got the natural, the native EMFs, right? So the Earth's magnetic field and the sun, the light from the sun. So we've got those natural forms, but then we've also got these non-native forms that are becoming more and more predominant. So again, we have to figure out a way to live intelligently with these sources, right? But the fact of the matter is that they're not in sync with the native EMFs. So we have to just keep that in mind, and again, mitigate it how we can, not to cause like this just stress and fear cycle, but this is the situation we're presented with, and so what can we do from here? So when we are looking at phone use, what I like to do as a boundary is I do not look at my phone in the morning. Usually, if I can help it, like 2 hours is great. Obviously, you have to do what you have to do depending on your stage of life, right? If you've got kids that need to contact you, etc. But, the point is to just have a period of time when you wake up that you are not on your phone, especially not right after you wake up. You don't need to hit yourself with all of that right off the bat. And then, obviously you're lessening your exposure to non-native EMFs because you're not holding your phone, touching it, doing things with it, right? So it can be like in the other room, or you can be outside while it's inside, right? So separation from the phone, in the morning. And if you can, I'm working on this. This is a work in progress for me, but I think, like an hour before bed would be also awesome to not be on your phone. And so I think just shooting for one of those, right? Like if you can just shoot for the morning and work on that and getting consistent with that, then maybe you can add in the evening, right? The goal is not perfection, but just to have periods of time, especially like when you're beginning your day and ending your day, that you are not immersed in your phone. And so the other boundary I have is I love using airplane mode. So if I am doing something where I, say for work, or I'm just reading or something like that, like I really don't need my phone, I don't need to be getting notifications. I'll just do, hey, I'm gonna do like, put on airplane mode for an hour, right? I mean, obviously you could just turn it off too, but that can just be, thinking about little breaks, even if it was like for 5 minutes, 10 minutes throughout your day of just flipping on airplane mode, like you're not going to get notifications, just set it to the side and have that little break, and then you can flip it on if you need to really quick. Again, you could turn it off as well, but airplane mode's another option to decrease EMF exposure. And so in other videos I've also talked about doing it like when you're on a walk, like turning off your phone. I highly recommend that, or just having it on airplane mode, like giving yourself a full break. And then, along with that mental break, you are not exposing yourself to the non-native EMFs as much, or at all. So that is my tip for you. Again, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not your medical doctor. I'm not a medical doctor at all, but I just like to share, things that, are more self-taught and things that have worked for me to really improve my life. And so want to share it with others, you know, in hopes that it helps them too. So that's really my main message. So I really hope this helps you, and thank you for viewing the School Nights Within video.